And so you've got to change. You've got to change something in your life, or turn the clock up 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, and look back the last 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. If you don't change something, guess what? It's going to be the same thing that it has been. Now is a perfect time. It takes a little bit of knowledge, a little bit of education to start changing your life. It doesn't take tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars to start generating, five-figure incomes, $50,000, $100,000 a year. It takes just a little bit of knowledge and a little bit, a few $100.
The Trader's Edge Radio Show has been brought to you by Online Trading Academy in South Florida. Online Trading Academy teaches how to trade stocks, options, futures, and Forex, and how money is made in up markets, sideways markets, and down markets, all with limited risk. Learn using our money, not yours, in real classrooms with certified instructors who currently trade and are profitable. If you want to plan a better retirement or supplement your income, learn the right way to trade and invest. Attend a free class to see how it works at Online Trading Academy in South Florida. Half-day classes meet in Broward, and now our new location in Palm Beach. They're free. Call now, 561-674-9800. That's 561-674-9800. 561-674-9800.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its hosts, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Hi, I'm Shauna.
And I'm Kiefer. And we're Thompson Square.
We're blessed to be able to perform in front of thousands of people every night.
And when we sing this song, Glass, it always sends a powerful message.
The lyrics speak to how fragile we all are and how life's journey is not always a straight and simple path.
We're honored to be speaking out on behalf of a cause that is very dear to us, Child Fund International.
We may shine. Child Fund has been changing the lives of children in need for over 50 years.
In 31 countries, they find ways to improve the lives of impoverished kids because Child Fund doesn't let poverty slow them down.
Their mission is to educate, to empower, and to help these children thrive at all the stages of their lives.
And to become leaders of enduring change. This is what Child Fund is all about.
Disrupting poverty, creating opportunities, and brighter futures. Learn how at childfund.org. That's childfund.org.
If an individual student athlete or team wins a high school state championship, it's an amazing thing.
And it goes in! It goes in!
It's also just the icing on the cake. That's because young people in Florida who participate in education-based athletics are already winners. Studies show that win or lose, participation helps to impart skills they can use to enjoy greater success in other areas of their lives. School sports teach the benefits of teamwork, the value of self-motivation, and the importance of accountability. They also help to foster stronger work habits and higher levels of self-esteem. In other words, the true value of school sports can't be measured in terms of wins or losses. If an individual or team goes to state, it's an incredible accomplishment. But regardless of the outcome, today's student athletes are already destined to go far. School sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Florida High School Athletic Association and the Florida Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
This neighborhood sure has changed in my lifetime. You know, there was a time when people like me couldn't live here because of their race or the color of their skin. I'll never forget how I felt being told I wasn't welcome in this neighborhood, that this apartment was for whites only. That got better over time, but some people still didn't get equal treatment when it came to finding a home. Well, I own this building now. The Fair Housing Act made a difference for someone like me. It gives us the opportunity to live in communities of our choice, free from discrimination. The Fair Housing Act makes it illegal to discriminate in the renting or selling of a home because of race, color, religion, sex, national origin, familial status, or disability.
If you believe you have experienced housing discrimination, contact HUD at 1-800-669-9777 or go to www.hud.gov/fairhousing.
I wanted to be in the military since I was a kid.
I served in the United States Air Force.
I served a total of 16 years.
I was deployed 13 times.
On my second deployment, 4 bombs hit my vehicle.
And at 19 years old, that's the first time I ever saw somebody die.
Coming back, I was raging.
I started having pretty horrible nightmares.
I would wake up in the middle of the night, sweats.
I started drinking a lot.
I felt worthless.
I guess I never recognized it in myself.
Eventually, one day I just walked into the VA hospital and said I'd like to see somebody.
Don't suffer alone. You gotta find that link with somebody that'll make you let it go.
It all starts with going to the VA. There's a whole community of veterans that just want to help you out.
It's for the guys who couldn't come back, so you owe it to them to live well, because they're not here with their families.
Visit maketheconnection.net.
This is Talk 1470.
Talk 1470.
WNN. Talk 1470. WWNN Pompano Beach, Boca Raton, Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
Hi, it's Jay Foster. Join us 7 days a week from 2 to 3 p.m. for Health Connection Radio. We'll talk about natural cholesterol control, toxic metal syndrome, how to reverse bone loss, and the latest scientific research on vitamins and minerals. We'll have fascinating guests, and we'll take lots of your calls, too. So join us 7 days a week from 2 to 3 p.m. for Health Connection Radio right here on WNN.
The stock market dropped again. So, how much did your mutual funds and 401ks lose this time? If you're tired of losing money in down markets, learn how a lot of people are making money in down markets at Online Trading Academy. Since 1997, Online Trading Academy has given classroom lessons on the right way to trade stocks, options, futures, and Forex with limited risk. You'll learn with the school's money, not yours. Learn from pros who are certified, currently trade, and are profitable. They show you the right way to make trades every day. If you're tired of watching your money disappear in a down market, register for a free half-day class and see how banks and institutions trade stocks, options, futures, and Forex and make money in up, sideways, and down markets. Free half-day classes in Broward and Palm Beach. Call Online Trading Academy now. 561-674-9800. 561-674-9800. 561-674-9800.
I was injured in an accident a couple months ago, and my doctor prescribed me oxycodone. Although my injuries have healed, I still don't feel like I have recovered.
Sunrise Healthcare Associates helped me recover from my opiate addiction. If you want discreet and experienced medically assisted treatment, call them at 888-6-HELP-ME to schedule an appointment today.
What was that name and number again?
Sunrise Healthcare Associates, 888-6-HELP-ME.
If you or someone you know is addicted to heroin, oxycodone, or another opiate, call 888-6-HELP-ME now for assistance.
What you want to know. What you need to know.
Talk 1470. WNN.
The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors. Welcome to the Know Nothing Comedy Hour with Alan Elkins and Rich Friedman, who have been in the legal profession for over 30 years and now want to share their experiences and fun knowledge with you. Hey, maybe to know a little something. You can join Alan and Rich by calling into the show toll-free at 888-565-1470 or watch them on elkinsandfriedman.com Friday nights 5 to 6 p.m. And now, your hosts for the next hour, Alan Elkins and Richard Friedman.
And happy Friday, good evening to everybody out there. I'm Alan Elkins, and this is normally where my partner Richard Friedman would chime in and say, hey, I'm the other guy of the Elkins and Friedman Know Nothing Comedy Hour. But he's not here. Now, I will say, I'm not going to defend him because he's habitually late, but the truth is the weather's terrible outside. I'm not talking about blizzards. I'm not talking like up in the Northeast, but it's rainy and it's generally miserable out here. But Mr. Friedman should be here momentarily. Also, we have a special guest tonight. I think we alluded to her last week. world famous Bambi LaFleur. She should be here. She told me, I spoke to her about 1 o'clock. She said, I'm getting dressed now. Well, listen, I know, women have to put their makeup on and get dressed, but this is, it's a bit ridiculous. But I spoke to her. She's probably about 15 minutes away. So I guess the thing to do is just do what I do best, and that's talk for a living. So I have a lot of articles that we can get to, and as always, I would appreciate it if people that were listening would call in from wherever they are. And should you care to share an opinion, the number is 888-565-1470. Again, 888-565-1470. Now, I have with us, as always, Freddie Santori. If I didn't have a lot to say, I'd probably bring him in. But, Freddie, you stay in the production area for right now, and I'll go ahead and talk. Rather than get into an article or a topic right away, I barely made it here on time. I was up in Delray Beach. For those of you who aren't or out of the area, and, of course, we do have people watching over the Internet. Should you wish to see what we look like, you can log on the radio station's website, which is wwnnradio.com, wwnnradio.com, should you care to see what we look like. Now, I must say, and my wife texted me, I guess I don't look so good today. I do see the bags under my eyes are rather heavy, and gosh, I'll do something about it one of these days. But what the heck, I'm tired. I worked today. As a matter of fact, I'm going to share with the audience, we said this before, what we primarily do at our law firm when we're not doing this radio show. We're attorneys. We've been attorneys for the last 36 years. We handle predominantly family law cases, accident cases of all types, and bankruptcy. Well, today, I took out here to show the audience this was my file. I don't like thick files. Thick files are a lot of work. Now, if it translated to money, if I were making a proper amount of money, it would be okay. But a lot of times you get stuck, once you take on a case, it's not always easy to get out. And the interesting thing about this case, my client, and I don't know if he's listening or if his ex-wife is listening because she was in court today with me. My client was in parts unknown somewhere, I think, in Vancouver, Canada. So we had a hearing. One of the issues we deal with frequently is back either child support or alimony. In this case, it's alimony. The interesting thing about this case, I'll hand it to the former wife in this case. She doesn't have an attorney, and she's done a really good job. She's a barracuda. And the pleadings that she files, she really is. She's like a bulldog. It's probably a better analogy. She keeps filing stuff. She just doesn't stop, And I know she works, and in fact, she works part-time for an attorney, and I think that she probably knows more at this point than most attorneys know. But the fact of the matter is we had a hearing this afternoon in front of the magistrate, and she's trying to collect her support, and I represent the guy who has some arrearages. He has his reasons why he hasn't paid it, and most people don't care. But the point is, this is something we see every day. So what happens? Generally one party will set down a motion for contempt. They're trying to collect the money, and then the other person normally comes up with an excuse why they don't have the money and why they can't pay the money. But I will say, I've gotten to know the other side, that being, I can't use their real names, so we will call, let's see, what will we call one? We'll call her Nan, and we'll call the husband Vincent. Okay, that's fairly close to their names. But she's actually done a good job, and I do respect her. And I think we walked out of there, both of us happy with the decision that the court made. And the point is that, listen, life is tough. It's not easy. Everybody's out there. They just they want what they figure they're due, and they just want to live their life. So hopefully these two will work it out at some point, and life will go on. I'll get paid from my client, and then everybody will be happy. So why I said that's basically just a stall for time, Freddie. I think I used about 5 minutes talking about that. And now on to the stories. I was hoping Mr. Friedman would be here. He should be in his car, and he should be here. So, Mr. Friedman, when you get here, and you don't have to call in the past, you've actually called the radio station giving us a an indication where you are. And if you are inclined to do that, because I don't know when you actually left the office, you can call us, Mr. Friedman, at 888-565-1470. The topics that I have tonight, one of the things we're definitely going to talk about is politics. When I told our burlesque star, who should be here by about 5:30, she is a diehard liberal. And I can remember that when I met Bambi LaFleur, she was actually selected as a part of a focus group for, I believe, the last election. I think I've actually known her for that long a period of time. So she is a diehard liberal. I am conservative, and we definitely have a difference of opinion. I said on the air before, despite being told by some pundits that Donald Trump's audience is largely undereducated, non-college age white males, that's bull, okay, in my opinion. And most people know that in the National Review, they just dedicated an entire article to basically beating up on Donald Trump. I don't think it's going to make any difference. I think what they're having a tough time reconciling is that they're no longer in control, because if Donald Trump does get elected and it's, part of a populist movement, it's for the people. And I think most people don't trust the left. They don't trust the ultra-right. They're somewhere in the middle. So that's my take. We'll see what she says when she gets here. Now, like I said, last week, we had a lot of gloom and doom stories. There were a lot of death stories that we talked about. Tonight, a little bit, going to try to lighten it up. One of the articles I'm going to talk about, in my audience, you can call in and decide what you want to talk about. One article is, I'll read the quote, "I couldn't fulfill my sugar addiction, so I turned to sex." Okay, so that's one article that I'd like to talk about. Okay, next article I have, and this one we'll probably spend the most time on, I took off the internet. This is titled, "The 10 Sex Lies Every Woman Tells Her Partner." And I hope my wife is listening to this one. So this is going to be the 10 sex lies every woman tells their partner. So that one it'll be fun talking about with our guest. Okay, the next one I have, and my articles tend to follow a sex theme, so hopefully my listeners will be amused and not repulsed. The next one I have is "Family Blindsided After Stripper Inherits Everything from a Late HBO Executive." And essentially that article is just what it seems like. Lonely HBO executive, used to frequent strip clubs, became friends with a stripper, left him everything, and now his relatives, who he probably never spoke to, are upset and challenging the will. Another one I just took off the internet yesterday is that an Alaskan Airlines pilot today was charged with flying while under the influence. I don't know about you, but generally when I'm flying, I prefer my pilot not to be intoxicated. That'll be another article we can get to. Two others I have here. There was a woman who froze to death after leaving a house party in Milwaukee in sub-zero temperatures, which is kind of related. Just how loaded do you have to be to actually leave your home and freeze like a popsicle? So that'll be an article we can chat with. And then also, I think one of the most interesting topics that we'll get to is Amy Schumer. I saw Amy Schumer earlier this year with my wife. Funny, she's the it girl, the comedian of the year. Of course, she had the highly successful movie. Career saw no downside until now. And basically what happened, three female comedians, all of which are successfully known in their own right, have come out and said Amy Schumer stole their jokes. And to take it a step further, the latest, and again, I don't want to get into the article now. We'll go to a break, but I saw on video, I saw the other comedians telling their jokes, and then they cut to Amy Schumer telling the exact same jokes. So I don't know. It doesn't look good. As we say, it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, waddles like a duck. It's probably a duck. So maybe Amy did plagiarize some jokes, but we'll talk about that in a minute. So, Freddie, since nobody's here, why don't we go ahead and take our first break, and maybe when we get back on the air, one of these people will be here. So stay tuned.
Life is so overwhelming right now, isn't it? Emotional and financial challenges, too much. More debt than you could possibly handle. Are you facing divorce or another family law problem? Injured and don't know where to turn? There is a source of solid, affordable legal guidance. At Elkins & Friedman, an experienced lawyer will explain options and treat you with respect and dignity. They help people throughout Central and South Florida to solve these problems. This is a law firm you can trust, where they actually pick up the phone when you call. They have a 30-year record of positive results, and they make legal costs manageable for people from all walks of life. Make the call. Toll free, 800-922-1277. Fort Lauderdale, 954-772-6014. Palm Beach, 561-738-5988. Elkins & Friedman take the intimidation and the worry out of getting the legal help you really need. Call toll-free 800-922-1277. Fort Lauderdale, 954-772-6014. Palm Beach, 561-738-5988. And begin to make sense of your life. Offices in Fort Lauderdale, Boca Raton, Boynton Beach, and Palm Beach Gardens. Non-lawyer spokesperson.
Times are tough, and right now those in the commercial world know that being heard via advertisements is the name of the game. AmpSquare.tv understands how important advertisement is and is proud to express that it's truly the only plugged-in internet television production company on the market. Amp2.tv live streams all their shows across all the major selling markets in the U.S. and abroad. Call them at 866-224-5422. The AmpSquare.tv library allows productions to be seen over and over again, making commercial platforms more usable. Call 866-224-5422. Toll free 866-224-5422. Amp2.tv, the first and only internet television network that's truly plugged in. 866-224-5422. That's AMP2.TV. This is the Know Nothing Comedy Hour with participating attorneys Alan Elkins and Rich Friedman, who have been helping folks throughout Florida for more than 30 years. And they're here to share their experiences and funny humor with you. Let's join Alan and Rich for more fun.
And we're back, and I'm still alone here. I understand that one of the missing parties is on the phone, so why don't we put him through? And who would this be?
I'm the soaking wet attorney, Richard Friedman.
So where the heck are you?
There's a monsoon going on outside. Have you looked out the window?
No, I haven't. We have no windows in this crummy office.
About 20 miles. No one is moving. It's like the end of the world is coming.
Now, let me ask you, did you ever think, boy, the weather is really bad outside. Maybe today I should leave a little bit early?
I did leave a little bit early. But
yeah, what was that, about 4:30?
I'm about, if the weather was fine, I'm about 5 minutes away.
Yeah, well, don't feel bad. The lovely Bambi LaFleur is also not here.
All right.
So where are you? Let's give our clients, let's give our listening audience an update.
On the weather?
No, where are you?
Okay, I'm on West Dixie Highway.
Okay, well, the station happens to be on Dixie Highway.
Perfect.
Are you past Hillsborough yet?
So, but I'm telling you, it's like a monsoon. It's like...
All right, I get it, a lot of rain. Listen, we could be like those poor people up north facing blizzard conditions, so I guess we shouldn't cry.
No, we have about 10 feet of snow going on right now.
Yeah. Hey, did you know when I came up, because I told the audience how I came from Delray coming up US 1, you know that it looks like there's some kind of art show for anybody listening in the Boca Delray area. Looks like they have these kiosks set up all on federal highways, so that's blocked. Did you know that?
They're not doing that right now. No one's going to be there.
Well, yeah, it's terrible weather. I understand it's supposed to get cold here tomorrow, but it's supposed to clear up.
But I heard it's going to be 40 degrees on Sunday. Is that true?
Yeah, I don't know. I truthfully don't know. But listen, we're boring the audience. So what do you want to do? You want to keep talking, you and I? You want to talk about some of these stories?
I want to talk about that Amy Schumer.
You okay? That's a great story, huh?
That is. That's a very good story. But you know what? Comedians stealing jokes has been around since Groucho Marx.
Yeah, it's probably, for people, that work so hard to craft their art, to have somebody come along and steal your jokes is just, I can't think anything lower. So from what you've heard about this story, you think it's true or not true?
It probably is. You get these like comedians, making, next to nothing, traveling the country, telling jokes in bars and restaurants and stuff like that. And sometimes there's like somebody in the audience that writes down the joke and then sends it to the celebrities like that.
Well, maybe even subconsciously she could have heard these jokes a long time ago, but you know what it is, that there's a video on the internet where they actually give examples. Somebody took the time, example number 1, and it shows the original comedian telling a joke, and specifically the 3 female comics are Wendy Liebman, Kathleen Madigan, and Tammy Pescatelli. And I've seen them all over the years perform. They're obviously older, but good Lord, the jokes some of them are verbatim. So I don't know how she weasels her way out of it. I just don't.
The joke business is a tough business because you think about it. If you sing a song, you could sing that song 100 times, 1,000 times, and no one will get tired of hearing it. Okay?
Yeah.
A joke you can only tell once, and that's it. You're done. You can't reuse a joke a second time.
Well, I tell clients, just to go on the internet and actually see it. But the interesting thing, the latest was, she has a show going on, a sketch show, and she said that on an upcoming episode, she is going to take an unedited lie detector test to prove her innocence. So, I don't know what she's going to prove, except, she's smart enough to get ratings for doing something like that because people tune in regardless if she passes or doesn't pass. But
remember, and also, a lot of comedians buy jokes.
They do what?
They buy a joke.
Yeah, that's true.
Joke. Okay,
Yeah.
so just because the guy's on the stage doesn't mean they wrote those jokes. There's a good chance someone else wrote those jokes for them, and maybe they stole the joke.
Well, it definitely, I think it'll ding her career. I don't know if it's going to sidetrack her. But again, if you take the time to see it, I don't know how she can weasel her way out of it. It's the kind of proof, anybody love to have. You've got video proof all over the internet. So we'll see.
In the old days, before the internet, you could get away with that. But now, as soon as you, tell a joke or a song or whatever it is, it's on the.
You'll be called out. You're 100% right about that. You're 100% right. It's so easy to go ahead and look that up. And like I said, I saw Amy Schumer just a couple months ago. I laughed at those jokes. But, when you see somebody else doing them, kind of takes the, I'm thinking, well, look, she's a talent. There's no question about it. I think she's a funny lady. But, it's kind of like, when somebody also, when somebody's on top, people as a general rule like to knock them down a peg because, they think they're a little too big for their britches. And that's kind of what happened, with comedians before her. You know who I was thinking? Who's the woman that had the talk show and she was on E? And she was on for a long time. She was sleeping with the E, one of the head honchos. She slept with one of the rappers. Anybody know who I'm talking about? If my wife's listening, text me. I don't know why I can't think of her name. She's a blonde, 40-ish. Anyway, hot as could be. Now, she hasn't been around for a while, and now she started making appearances on some of the talk shows. In fact, there was a story about her that I just saw. She's the one that did news articles. She'd have a panel there. Somebody's got to text me that's listening. Daryl or somebody text me. It's going to drive me crazy. Can't think who she is. Or one of the callers, God forbid, somebody calls up. But the point is, and now it's coming out that even while she was doing her show, people basically hated her. But she was on top of the world. Now, not so much. She's trying to get another show off the ground. Thank you. It's Chelsea Handler. Did you ever watch Chelsea Handler?
Yep.
Yeah, really funny. But, her act was basically demeaning and putting people down. And, and that gets old after a while. And she always had another female comedian on the show. Heather McDonald's actually her name. And now they're apparently going at it. I was reading about that last night. So what are you going to do? There are just a bunch of them. But what can you do? But what I was going to segue into, besides Amy Schumer, and I didn't have it to talk to, we should talk about the Oscar boycott. You like movies. I like movies.
I mean, it's like, what's the story behind that, Alan?
Okay. Well, the bottom line is the academy, the voting academy, most people think are elderly white people, right? Would you say that's true?
Most of them are.
I think I read about 94 to 97% are. So there's not always a current turnover of people that vote. So there are some African-American or black actors that feel slighted this year because in all of the acting categories there weren't any nominations. So right away, that's viewed as discrimination. And Jada Pinkett, because her husband didn't get nominated, is now leading a boycott. Okay, leading a boycott.
What movie was he in?
Huh? He was in Concussion. And that's Will Smith we're talking about. And Will Smith was good. He put on a dialect. Some people said they didn't really think his dialect was good. The movie was a commercial flop. Yeah, that's the truth. But you have to ask yourself, if Will Smith were nominated in the Best Acting category, would there be this uproar that there are no black actor or actresses this year? And in the past, of course, they have.
That movie Compton. Did that movie get any
No. Now, you know, it's funny you say that because Compton did a huge business. That's one of the other roles that they're talking about.
But everybody I talked to that saw that movie said it was a great movie.
I talked to somebody last night that really enjoyed that. Just like in the Rocky movie, not Sylvester Stallone got a nomination for Best Supporting Actor, but the lead in the movie, who I believe was also, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, anybody, but also the guy that was in Compton, didn't get a nomination. So, again, is there anything to it? So just as I'm driving here looking for articles, I'm reading the Academy says, and next year going to put in check this, that, and the other thing. But the truth is it just possible that this year that there weren't any actor or actresses worthy of a nomination? Is it really discrimination? We're always so quick, discrimination. Rich, I was thinking, I don't remember, what portion of the population is made up of Chinese in this country or Asian Americans. Okay, should they be boycotting? And then on a whole nother segment, we could probably talk about this for a long time. But it's dawning on me. You know how we have Black History Month? They get their own special month. We don't get a month. Do you get a month? Old retired attorney, Jewish attorney month, Richard? You don't have that for you, right?
No.
So should you scream discrimination? You don't have your month. They have a month. Not a day, Richard, a whole month. So
You're right.
I don't know. So, but that's something that I wish we could share. And again, if anybody in the listening audience should care to share in an opinion, it's 565-1470, and it's 888. So, we'll have to see. And let's not lose sight, who's hosting the Academy Awards this year.
Yes, he's a funny guy.
Yeah, he's also a black comedian. And because you're senile, you don't remember his name, and I just dawned on me, it's Chris Rock.
Chris Rock.
Okay, so listen, if the Academy was so biased and prejudiced, would we have him as a host of the Academy Awards? Probably
the
not.
President of the Academy.
The president, you're 100% right. The president of the Academy is an African-American woman. So exactly. I don't know, but it's something we're talking about. And of course, I read, that as soon as this comes out, I think the Reverend Al Sharpton's right on it, So what are you going to do? Anyway, so Richard.
How's Donald Trump doing these days?
Yeah, well, we can get to that. I'm looking at the time now. I think what we'll do our second break. I want to see if our guest is going to show up. She swore she'd be here about 1:30. So we'll go to a break. And just tell me before we do. Wait, give us an update. Where are you right now in your car?
I'm in the lobby of the building.
No, all right. Then we're going to take a break, and hopefully, although it's a slow elevator, it's only 5 floors, and you'll be here.
We're both here, Alan. So you got two of us now.
All right, you're both here. So we're going to go to a break, and then we'll have two special folks when we resume.
Life is so overwhelming right now, isn't it? Emotional and financial challenges, too much. More debt than you could possibly handle.
Are you facing divorce or another family law problem? Injured and don't know where to turn? There is a source of solid, affordable legal guidance. At Elkins & Friedman, an experienced lawyer will explain options and treat you with respect and dignity. They help people throughout Central and South Florida to solve these problems. This is a law firm you can trust, where they actually pick up the phone when you call. They have a 30-year record of positive results, and they make legal costs manageable for people from all walks of life. Make the call. Toll free, 800-922-1277. Fort Lauderdale, 954-772-6014. Palm Beach, 561-738-5988. Elkins & Friedman take the intimidation and the worry out of getting the legal help you really need. Call toll-free 800-922-1277. Fort Lauderdale, 954-772-6014. Palm Beach, 561-738-5988. And begin to make sense of your life. Offices in Fort Lauderdale, Boca Raton, Boynton Beach, and Palm Beach Gardens. Non-lawyer spokesperson. This is the Know Nothing Comedy Hour with participating attorneys Alan Elkins and Rich Friedman, who have been helping folks throughout Florida for more than 30 years. And they're here to share their experiences and funny humor with you. Let's join Alan and Rich for more fun.
Hey, and I'm back, and I have two special people with me.
That's
There's right. Rich, for anybody looking on the internet, I have Richard Friedman now, and I have the lovely Bambi LaFleur.
Well, we'll see.
So
Speak into the microphone.
Looks good, looks good.
Yeah,
okay,
talking
okay.
to the mic. Pull forward so everyone can see your chest. So they can see your face.
It smells like spaghetti in here. It does.
It smells like spaghetti.
It smells like spaghetti.
That's Richard.
Richard
smells like
I think
spaghetti.
It was
Freddie?
Our engineer.
Freddie Santori?
Like
yes.
SpaghettiOs in a microwave. Oh, there's the microwave. In fact, I'm right.
Oh, there is a is that a microwave?
Yeah, no, he's got a little kitchenette in there.
Little kitchenette. You have a very sensitive sense of smell. So how the heck are you?
She's wet.
I'm wet. I came here with curlers in my hair, and I stuck it out the window to dry, and it didn't work so well.
So listen, I talked to you about 1 o'clock, and you go, I'm going to be ready now. I have a few errands to run, and I'm going to leave, so I'm sure I get here in time. So what happened? What happened?
I had to wash my hair.
Is that it? You wash your hair? It looks nice. I've always meant to ask you, is that your natural color hair?
No.
Okay. Wait,
she had to
what
think
is
about
your natural color hair?
I can't take my pants off. I can't.
Keep them on, please.
Yeah, please.
This is a family show.
I'll show you the natural
My wife's
color.
listening today. but you're not. Have you always been a blonde? I mean, as far back as you can remember?
Lighter when I was younger, and it's dirty dishwater. Actually, I don't even know what the natural color is. I haven't seen it in years.
That's funny. Now listen, did you pimp this show out tonight? Because you have quite a lot of followers online.
Well, you know what? I do, and I don't. Because I look and see.
Not exactly the answer I was looking for.
No. I
we're hoping to catch our audience of 8 people.
There's somebody who I admire very much named Kitten Natividad, who I love, and but she, she's the one, the Russ Meyer girl, and anybody who likes Kitten, it comes to my page. Faster Pussycat, kill. And I automatically delete him because I don't want to see a bunch of penises on my thing. So I could have up to 5,000.
You're going to my own heart. Whenever I mention the word penis, Richard blushes. I speak
like
it
that
freely.
penis picture you sent me this morning.
And listen,
let's talk about Amy Schumer.
It's a proper legal term.
Amy Schumer.
All right, listen.
I liked your penis picture you sent me today. That was a good one.
No, wait a second.
But we're friends.
Wait. My wife's listening. When you say the picture I sent you was a picture of a kitten with an erection. Okay? That was meant for comic purposes only. Okay.
Yeah, but you said, see what happens when I take the blue. You said, see what happens when I take the blue pill.
All right.
That was fun, right?
Let's talk about Amy Schumer.
Richard,
who's
stop.
Amy Schumer?
Oh, she don't know Amy Schumer?
No, listen,
she's a comedian.
So tell us what's new in your life. We haven't. The last we knew, you had a burlesque festival, which you run every year. And was it successful this past year?
It was successful. It wasn't as successful as the previous year.
Right.
But I think that was because the media wasn't so excited to put it out there. And
Are we doing it again this year?
we're doing it again this year.
See, that's a generic we. Are we doing it? But you're doing it again this
I
year.
thought you were helping me out.
And when did you? I can't even remember.
Well,
What
it was
took
the
you?
first weekend of September, but I'm going to decide because I'm going to do a European tour this summer, and then I'm going to go to India and find myself.
You're going to India and find yourself?
When did you lose yourself?
I don't know, but it's got to be in India.
Well, okay, so share with the audience. Tell them a little bit about your background, those that may not know you were listening for the first
okay,
time.
well, I do multiple things. I'm a full-time entertainer. I'm a singer. I'm a burlesque performer. I write. I
Star of stage, screen,
yes,
right?
screen. Yes, made legitimate movies with legitimate stars: Christopher Walken, Rutger Hauer,
Wow.
Bill Macy.
Bill Macy. Wow.
Sure, yeah.
You didn't even go online and see that if they Google
Yeah,
you. But
Bart Got a Room.
I'm talking about the part of your life. You're a professional burlesque performer and have performed all over the world.
all over the world, but prior to that, I modeled.
That's right. I remember
that was
that.
really that was really the big part.
Yeah, when
of
you were
my
a
life.
teenage girl growing up on a farm, as I recall.
Well, no, we left the farm when I was quite young because my dad died. So we left the farm and went to the city of Great Falls, Montana, which I think at that time was about.
But that's the big
30,000.
city, not
Well,
the
no,
farm
no,
in Great
actually,
Falls, Montana.
I think we're 46,000. It's second largest city in Montana.
Next to
First
Billings?
Billings is like 65. Don't quote me, but we're in that
Wow.
arena.
So you moved
But you
there.
can get across town from one side to the other in 10 minutes.
Got a couple stoplights, though.
Well, I don't stop.
Just run.
It's a good idea if you
So
stop
when
once
did,
in a while.
I know what happened. As a teenager, you went to what? To New York to model.
No, I
correct?
went to Milwaukee.
Everybody
Well,
lives in
everybody,
Milwaukee.
yeah.
Milwaukee's the modeling capital of the
course.
world.
What, a beer? Were you remodeling beers?
No, I filled up the U-Haul with my belongings and my hamster Jelly Bean, and we got in the U-Haul. I took it for a spin around the block to get the feel of it. I know how to drive a trunk anyway. It's like a no-brainer. And then we went all the way through North Dakota.
Who's we? Are we taking we,
Me and
you,
Jelly
and your
Bean,
pet
my
sheep?
hamster.
Oh, your hamster. You're not kidding. You had your furry
Hamster
little
Jelly
friend with
Bean
you.
listening to Tammy Wynette, Divorce.
You know, that's a story for another day. You like
I was leaving my boyfriend Bruce. He wanted,
wanted to get married,
Oh,
get you
he
pregnant.
turned into a Bruthern. He's a Lutheran and a Bruce, and he turned into kind of a little bit too religious for me. And
Is that right? But not a jailbird. It's not a jailbird.
oh no, he wanted me to go to church, but at night he didn't want to do church things. He was
And you're a naughty girl, is what you're trying to tell us.
No. I just want to get the heck out of there. So I thought if I pit stopped in Milwaukee, I moved into a whole building of drag queens.
Okay, it's interesting.
Like
So
like
let me
being
ask you
raised
honestly,
by wolves.
what
It was
kind of modeling
fabulous.
opportunities are there in Milwaukee for
None.
for you? So how long did you last in Milwaukee?
I was in Milwaukee for about 2 years. I was a swim instructor, and I did some.
Obviously good at the breaststroke. Freddie, where's my
bell? I did Milwaukee modeling. What little stuff, little things here and there. And then I went to New York, and that was before I became a full-fledged plus-size model, and I didn't really do well there, so I continued to get my degree in joint and orthopedic disorders at that hospital in aquaarthritic
So
therapy.
how'd you become a burlesque performer?
I was doing it before I thought anybody else was doing it. I liked watching the videos of the ladies and shaking and taking their stuff off. I'm a retro queen. I love anything vintage. And then and as a Marilyn Monroe impersonator as well, I forgot to throw that in there.
Oh, yes, you did forget to
Yes,
throw
I
that.
forgot to throw that. And when I would sing with my band, if people would leave, an article of clothing would come off and they'd stay. You do what you got to do.
But I remember you have had a lot of success in burlesque because, as you said, you're going back to Europe. Tell us about that. But I remember you were at Moulin Rouge, correct?
No, I
No?
lived next to the Moulin Rouge.
Oh, you lived next to the Moulin
in
Rouge.
Paris,
All
above
right.
a sex shop in Pigalle.
You worked
but
at a sex
No,
shop?
I lived above it. But I like the way you're going there. No, Moulin Rouge is not where I performed, and they don't really do burlesque there anyway.
It's can-can,
It's
right?
can stuff.
All
It's like going to what?
Now,
Disney.
when did you last perform? When have you last performed
My
burlesque?
last performance, I do private events and corporate events, so they're not for the public. I don't do venue events.
Okay, but I know you went to Las Vegas. You
No,
did something in Vegas.
I did go to the festival. It's a burlesque convention. And then from there, I went home up to Montana, but I did not perform there.
So when
Now,
you say you're going to Europe
I'm
to
going to be
perform?
performing in Germany. I'll be performing in Austria. I'll be performing maybe in Paris, not quite sure yet, and London.
And when do you anticipate doing that?
April.
All right,
April
so it's
into
not that
May,
far.
and then throw in India and find myself along the way. But I am going to scuba dive in there somewhere before, maybe in March.
You're a busy girl.
Busy girl.
Now, I remember you because your routine. Richard, were you weren't at the at the event? Have you seen her perform? Or you haven't seen her perform? No. I saw her perform. It's good. Do you have to like periodically update your routine, or?
I have several routines, but it's really hard to produce and to do a routine at the same time. So what you saw really sucked.
And I know, and listen, people don't know this, but the stuff you wear, it's actually quite heavy, right?
Very
you got a lot of
heavy.
feathers, I remember.
No, I was Madame Butterfly. I had like a 20-pound butterfly on my head. But it was hard. And wings and, yeah, it's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff to do. But let's talk politics.
All right, so listen, that's what I was just going to get into. So listen, I'll tell you what, Freddie, we don't need to go to a break right now. But before I talk politics, I've got one thing. I have one article I was saving for you.
Commercial back there.
Now, here's an article, and this is interesting, and maybe we'll play like a guessing game. Remember I used to do that? Here's the headline of this article. The 10 sex lies every woman tells
That's
her
a political...
partner.
She wants to talk about politics.
Would you rather talk about sex lies? Wait. All right. Now, do you want me to tell you what they are? I don't know that I want you to guess. You could guess. Should I let you guess? I'm afraid what's going to come out of your mouth. Okay, what's a common sex lie? Let's see. Common sex lie that women tell men.
Okay, well...
Now watch what you say. I got dumped last
I think we're going to take a break.
Just give me a break. Give no.
I thought you
Don't
wanted
give
to
me
talk
a break.
about politics.
I do. This leads into politics.
How does that lead into politics?
You'll see.
I'll tell you why, because we all get screwed one way or the other. Freddie, I need that ding ding. I'm going to tell you what it is.
I want to know what he's eating back there.
All right.
What?
Here's
Tell me. Okay, I'll agree with him or not. I'll tell you them if they're right.
Well, this I found interesting. One is that people that are married have sex all the time, or when they have a partner. A lot of people, the perception is if they're single, they have sex more than a married
you're
couple
married,
does.
You can have sex all the time, but you don't have to have it with your husband.
But listen to this. All right. She said it, I didn't. Honey. Listen to this. A recent large reputable study, as opposed to unreputable, 2012 found, on average, the average married couple have sex less than once a week. So married couple have sex less than once a week.
I agree.
Okay, so you agree, and you're speaking from personal experience?
Absolutely.
All right. Richard, you care to opine a position? Richard takes the fifth.
The fifth, the sixth,
have sex
the seventh.
The husband.
So you know what the typical figure people say, and Freddie's not married, Freddie, but you're a couple. You get it more than once a week?
Oh,
turn your phone off.
I'm getting a call from California, but we'll let that go. Says most of the perception is that that couples have sex 2.5 times a week. 2.5 times.
Well, how long have they been married?
How does the half the time work?
So your point being is that the longer you're married, the frequency goes down?
Absolutely.
Probably does.
But, yeah, it's like a month.
You think so? Once a month? Anyway, so
no, after a month.
So that's just so you know.
All right,
now let's talk about
once a week. No, we got plenty more.
Romance without finance ain't got no chance.
Now listen to
so
this.
you can go and get
can
married
I quote
right
you on
away. Yeah, that's a
listen.
famous
This is a very interesting one.
What?
Watching porn. Okay, a lot of women tell their mates that they don't watch porn, but the fact of the matter is, 55% of all women watch porn at least once a month. You watch porn?
I do not watch porn.
Okay. Richard, do you watch porn?
Liar.
Well, I know from the office computer. Yeah, Richard's bluffing right now. All right.
I'm too busy.
I know what I want to say, but I'm
go ahead,
curbing
say
it.
it.
No,
say
I
it.
He doesn't want to say it.
All right. So it says men aren't the only ones. 55% of women watch some type of erotica once a month. 40% watch porn weekly, and 96% have watched it with their partner at some point.
Oh, so you're saying that they watch it alone?
Yeah, a lot of women watch it alone to get in the mood, I guess.
Really? And, you know, I have a lot of, you know, hip and cool and groovy friends. And I know, you know, one time they were talking about masturbating while they were driving on the highway, and I just like, I never knew any of this stuff. And I consider...
I love Richard looking in the window to see if he had to dump him. That's not, look, we're adults. We're talking adult stuff.
Yeah, but no, but see, I'm hip and liberal, but I'm not into, I'm not.
No, wait.
Let's talk about her liberal politics.
Hold on, Richard.
People don't tell me this stuff, and I, quite frankly, am too busy paying attention
Miss
to my
LaFleur,
own needs.
listen to this. Just what you said, Kinsey. You know, there's a TV show about Kinsey. It says research in the 1950s by Kinsey reported 92% of men, you know, take care of themselves compared to 58% of women. Now, that's in the 1950s. It says more recent research in 2010 from somebody from Indiana University suggests men aren't quite as solo obsessed as previously thought. So maybe they're saying it's not 92% of men. But the fact of the matter is, okay, hey, Rich, can I do one more? You really feel uncomfortable.
No, go ahead.
No, I want to talk about her politics.
We have a guest. Listen, when we come back from our break, here's one more.
I want one more.
All right, one more. Some people believe. Okay, well, here's the question. I'll just ask you.
He's on the phone.
Why do we have to
He's
take
not
a
shaking
break?
his head. Do you own a vibrator? And here I'm going to tell you.
All right, that's enough.
You burned out the batteries is what you're saying.
I could never buy one myself. Personally, I'd be too embarrassed.
Now, here's what it says. 52% of females use one regularly, and about 80% of women, it says in the UK, have one. So how about that?
I believe that in the UK. I do believe that. They're very more free.
Less repressed than we are.
Yeah, much more.
And it says that women that do have higher libidos and are able to achieve satisfaction more easily. So,
with men or with their vibrators?
With their vibrators. And that's the truth.
All right, are we ready to take a break?
This is just killing Richard while we do this.
He is uncomfortable.
He is uncomfortable.
I want to talk about politics.
We're going to talk about politics. And just the last thing.
I could have done Donald Trump if I wanted to.
Did you ever meet Donald Trump?
Oh, wait.
I want to know about that.
Okay, we're going to tease after the break.
I should have. Wish one hand and shit in the other.
Well, wait, there you go. That got dumped.
Life is so overwhelming right now, isn't it? Emotional and financial challenges, too much. More debt than you could possibly handle. Are you facing divorce or another family law problem? Injured and don't know where to turn? There is a source of solid, affordable legal guidance. At Elkins & Friedman, an experienced lawyer will explain options and treat you with respect and dignity. They help people throughout Central and South Florida to solve these problems. This is a law firm you can trust, where they actually pick up the phone when you call. They have a 30-year record of positive results, and they make legal costs manageable for people from all walks of life. Make the call. Toll-free, 800-922-1277. Fort Lauderdale, 954-772-6014. Palm Beach, 561-738-5988. Elkins & Friedman take the intimidation and the worry out of getting the legal help you really need. Call toll-free, 800-922-1277. Fort Lauderdale, 954-772-6014. Palm Beach, 561-738-5988. And begin to make sense of your life. Offices in Fort Lauderdale, Boca Raton, Boynton Beach, and Palm Beach Gardens. Non-lawyer spokesperson.
Times are tough, and right now those in the commercial world know that being heard via advertisements is the name of the game. AmpSquare.tv understands how important advertisement is and is proud to express that it's truly the only plugged-in internet television production company on the market. Amp2.tv live streams all their shows across all the major selling markets in the U.S. and abroad. Call them at 866-224-5424 5422. The AmpSquare.tv library allows productions to be seen over and over again, making commercial platforms more usable. Call 866-224-5422. Toll free 866-224-5422. AMP2.tv, the first and only internet television network that's truly plugged in. 866-224-5422. That's AMP2.tv. This is the Know Nothing Comedy Hour with participating attorneys Alan Elkins and Rich Friedman.
The Department of Dermatology at the Mount Sinai School of Medicine says of the many skincare products containing antioxidants, only lycopene has been shown in clinical studies to be a benefit in protecting the skin against the harmful effects of environmental free radicals and the sun's UV rays. Unlike other lycopene-containing skincare products that use powdered tomatoes, lycopene skincare products are formulated in Italy using a highly purified and concentrated form of lycopene extracted from organic tomatoes. At Lycopene Skincare, we are committed to giving you the highest quality and freshest skin cream containing natural botanical ingredients proven beneficial for skin health and beauty. Lycopene creams are made in small batches to maintain the effectiveness of our ingredients. We are preservative-free and animal-friendly. We invite you to try all our creams and see the difference. Your satisfaction is always guaranteed at Lycopene Skincare. Please visit our website at lycopeneskincare.com. That's Lycopene, Lycopene, skincare.com. And let Lycopene lead your skin on the path to beauty.
Life is so overwhelming right now, isn't it? Emotional and financial challenges, too much. More debt than you can possibly handle. Are you facing divorce or another family law problem? Injured and don't know where to turn? There is a source of solid, affordable legal guidance. At Elkins & Friedman, an experienced lawyer will explain options and treat you with respect and dignity. They help people throughout Central and South Florida to solve these problems. This is a law firm you can trust, where they actually pick up the phone when you call. They have a 30-year record of positive results, and they make legal costs manageable for people from all walks of life. Make the call. Toll free, 800-922-1277. Fort Lauderdale, 954-772-6014. Palm Beach, 561-738-5988. Elkins & Friedman take the intimidation and the worry out of getting the legal help you really need. Call toll-free 800-922-1277. Fort Lauderdale, 954-772-6014. Palm Beach, 561-738-5988. And begin to make sense of your life. Offices in Fort Lauderdale, Boca Raton, Boynton Beach, and Palm Beach Gardens. Non-lawyer spokesperson. This is the Know Nothing Comedy Hour with participating attorneys Alan Elkins and Rich Friedman, who have been helping folks throughout Florida for more than 30 years. And they're here to share their experiences and funny humor with you. Let's join Alan and Rich for more fun.
And we're back. That was some fun. I took a nap during that break. I don't know about you. Seems like we were off the air for a good 10 minutes.
At least.
But Leslie? Oh, did I say Leslie?
Say
I mean Bambi.
Nobody
Bambi?
knows me.
Okay. No naughty words.
No naughty words.
All right,
I'm
so
sorry.
listen.
It's incorrected.
Okay. I told the audience at the beginning, you also follow politics closely.
Love politics.
I know you do. In fact, you were on a focus panel. It was what? How many years ago?
That would have been it was the last debate with Romney and Obama for foreign affairs.
So you and I have known each other at least that long, and I remember they had a focus audience in Fort Lauderdale.
3 years ago.
And you were selected.
I was selected on Fox TV behind the scenes.
That's right. And you and I even I think we've had this debate before. Where do you see yourself in the political spectrum?
Well, I'd like to just throw this in. Fox Fairy Tales is everything it is and more.
Yeah, well, listen. All right.
So Bernie Sanders is.
Oh, wait. You're talking about Fox, but their ratings.
That's where I
you
was.
combine all the other networks.
Oh
and
no,
they don't
I
even come
watch
close.
all different news. And as a matter of fact, I watch Fox a lot. I like to see different variations to see what they say. But it was quite an interesting thing what you saw on TV and what actually happened.
So right now, as we stand, who do you like in the upcoming election?
You know what? my liberal gay friends are gonna freak out on me, but I have to tell it once and for all. Even though I would have voted, I'm a split ticket. But I do lean towards the liberal side, obviously.
So, are you talking Bernie Sanders? Are you talking Hillary? Or are you talking
Hillary.
O'Malley?
Hillary.
And
let me tell you why. Why, I'll tell you.
Go ahead.
Because she's had 2 consecutive terms with her husband. She's had 2 consecutive terms
Can't
with
say she served under her husband because we know that wouldn't be true. I need another ringer there.
Eddie,
Ding,
what were you
ding,
saying?
All right, ding, ding, ding.
We don't know what goes on behind closed doors and how many decisions were made with her assistance.
I'm putting you on the spot. You think she's honest? You think she has a problem with honesty?
Do you think any of these morons are honest? Did you see that Donald Trump was just endorsing Hillary? Did you see that?
No, I didn't. I know that he's given her money in the past.
No. You go.
Sarah Palin just endorsed Trump.
But years ago, Donald Trump, I have the video, was saying that Hillary Clinton was a wonderful person and the Clintons were a wonderful team and everything. Listen, everybody flip-flops. I don't think one of them are honest. The only person who's honest isn't up there.
And who would that be?
He's not up there because we
there
don't
is
know.
nobody, is what you're
saying.
But when you break it down, I think, Richard, you have the same problem. She's not an honest individual.
No.
She's shown it over and over
Well,
again.
is Trump an honest individual?
I think Trump is beholden to no one, and which is why he's getting attacked from the left because the leading candidate. He's getting attacked from the
And I think Hillary's getting
right.
attacked because she's a female. Be honest with you.
What about all those emails? What do you think about those?
Get over the emails.
There were secrets.
How come Elliot Spitzer got a talk show and my friend Karen Davis, the madam, went to prison for 4 years? You tell me that one.
Listen, what Richard's talking about, I didn't even know that there's something above top secret.
Right, there's top. Even people in the White House don't have access to it.
It was so secretive that the people in the FBI that were going over the emails didn't have the clearance to read the emails. They had to get permission.
How many ambassadors died under the Bush administration, and how many ambassadors died under the Obama administration?
It's a riddle. I have no clue.
Exactly.
I know what happened, though. I know one ambassador died because Hillary Clinton did nothing.
8 ambassadors died under the Bush administration. I may be off a number.
I think you're making that
No,
up.
I'm not. 8. Google it.
Google
8 or close to it.
All right. The next time you come on, you bring me proof of that because I don't believe it. Okay?
Google. Find out your facts.
But anyway, to answer the question, at least Trump is beholden to no one. Okay? Nobody.
Yeah, because he got all his dad's money and he's shooting off his mouth. Do you
listen,
honestly
even
think...
a guy like Cruz that comes out and criticizes the banks.
What is admirable about Trump other than he's got a big fat mouth and he shoots it off and he's going to cause us another war?
I don't believe that for a second.
Oh, I do too. He's going to go in there. He's going to go in there and he's going to talk to people in a really condescending way and he's going to make them mad and they have buttons to push.
Well, yeah, one got pushed on your mouth in there.
Yeah, okay. But you know what? He would buy his way out of getting his buttons pushed. No. He goes. He just says whatever he wants to say. And most of the people that are voting for him are honestly believing they're going to be rich.
Let me ask.
He's going to take care of them.
Let me ask you another question. If weren't Trump raising questions
you're the only toothless. You're the only guy that has teeth that's voting for him.
Like immigration, do you think any of the other candidates would have raised that as an issue? He made it an issue. He says things everybody thinks but don't necessarily say.
Well, you know
he forces them to deal with the issues.
None of us belong here because you know who really owns this land?
I'm afraid. Just
Native
think before
American
you say
Indians. And you know what we did?
Aren't you part Indian?
I got a little Cherokee in me.
I thought so.
And what did we do? We gave him blankets infected with smallpox. So that took care of that. So now it's our land, right? Okay. Why don't we all just go home?
Let's see.
Where you live in you're Jewish. You go back to Israel, and you're Jewish. You go back to Israel.
Wait a minute, Leslie. Look at the man in there.
What?
He's holding his finger up. You can't say stuff like that. Even though Rich doesn't mind, and he is in fact Jewish, and he's proud of his heritage.
I'm just saying this isn't our country. We can't determine who can come and who cannot come.
All right.
Initially, this was not our country.
See, Richard, you wanted me to get away from the sex articles, and she manages to get bleeped the second
But
time.
why are you avoiding the actual topic at hand?
I'm not avoiding the topic here. I'm trying to prevent us from getting beeped and getting thrown off the
Why?
station.
What did I say? I said the truth.
All right. Listen.
Problem is, I'm saying
I got an idea. Why don't we talk about Amy Schumer?
No, we already talked about
Who's
Amy Schumer.
Amy
In the
Schumer?
remaining
A comedian.
I'd go back to Sweden. I mean, I have no problem.
Listen, here's an article. Maybe you can relate to this.
What?
A family was blindsided after a stripper inherited everything from an HBO executive. So what happens? This guy was a lonely guy.
But that's like Anna Nicole Smith. That's how,
it is.
Just like her.
She inherited the money, and what do you think happens? His distant family is objecting to it and now files a lawsuit. He named her as beneficiary of his 401k and retirement plan.
How
I
much?
don't see anything wrong with that.
I don't.
Yeah, it's a couple $100,000, but...
Oh,
Well, you know what? I hear the music.
Is it ready?
Richard, and thank God the show is over for another week.
No.
Hopefully we'll be back here next week. I can't
We'll be
promise,
back, we'll be
but
back.
hopefully. But we've had the lovely
and she'll be back.
Bambi LaFleur
She'll be
with
back
us.
again
Do I
with
get
us.
to come back?
We'll invite
You're,
you back.
you're,
I'll watch
come back
them now.
anytime. Just watch what you say. And that's it, everybody.
Thanks,
Have a good
everybody.
night.
You've been listening to Elkins and Friedman Know Nothing Comedy Hour, where maybe you can learn something in spite of them. To reach Alan Elkins or Richard Friedman at their law office, call toll-free 800-922-1277. Fort Lauderdale, 954-772-6014. Palm Beach, 561-738-5988. Or go online to elkinsandfriedman.com. Friedman is spelled with 2 E's. Be back here next week for more Elkins and Friedman with their Know Nothing Comedy Hour. The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program